are really scary times, and as a second-generation Chinese American, I'm especially worried about the targeting of Chinese students and scholars facing visa cancellation, surveillance, and arrest for nothing more than being from China. Yungqing Jian is a respected postdoctoral fellow who came to this country to share her expertise and to collaborate with researchers at the U of M. But in June, she was arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit agro-terrorism. Those were baseless charges from the beginning. In the time since then, the prosecution realized this and they had to drop those charges. They're currently seeking lesser charges in their pursuit of a conviction, and she is having her final hearing today in the courthouse behind us. Cheng Han was another U of M researcher who was arrested about the same time. Her crime was transporting roundworms for her research without proper paperwork. Roundworms are the most commonly used specimen in labs all around the world. They are found in garden soil. Again, baseless charges. After 3.5 months in prison, Ms. Han had her final hearing, and the judge sentenced her to time served and allowed her to go back to China because she said that, again, the science was absolutely baseless and there was nothing here to keep her for. Even if today Dr. Jian receives a similarly just hearing, the damage has already been done. Politicians have been hyping this scary bioterrorism angle since June, and the media has been uncritically reporting it. And the repression is ongoing. In October, 3 students connected with Ms. Han's lab were detained by ICE for their refusal to participate in further investigation of the Han case. They're still in ICE detention, and they will have their final hearing finally in about 2 weeks. And our group plans to stay on top of this case and support them in every way that we can. So what is the reason for this hysteria and for this cruelty towards Chinese students and scholars? For one, the Trump administration is deliberately sowing chaos. It's an attempt to distract from their corruption, and they also thrive on cruelty. And so what they're doing is they're scapegoating the most vulnerable members of our community, immigrants and international students. As we all know, this is the playbook of every fascist government in history, and it's something to be very concerned about. We at CODEPINK, we also believe there's another underlying reason for this fear and hysteria, and that is the fear of China's success. For the past 75 years, the people who run this country have also run the planet, and in the same time, China has lifted itself up from a semi-colonialized, war-torn, impoverished country into a modern country that provides a basic, decent standard of living for all of its citizens. It's a thriving economy that is the biggest trading partner of the majority of the world's countries, and it has done this all peacefully and under a different political and economic system. This terrifies the people who run this country because they've always been in control and they want to retain their primacy and their power. So what they're doing is they're trying to take down China with 313 military bases surrounding China, constant economic warfare, and the intimidation of Chinese scholars and students. And then behind all this is the constant feed of negative news stories about China and Chinese people. This is planting fear and suspicion in the minds of Americans, and it's manufacturing consent for further conflict that could eventually lead to war. So I'm painting a pretty dark picture, and I'm sorry to be depressing everybody here today, but I stand here with hope. Hope because I know the American people are sick and tired of endless war. And I feel hope because I'm standing here with all of you, people who showed up on a cold November morning to stand up for somebody you don't even know. And I really do believe that we can stand together in the days to come, that we can stop this repression, we can protect our international scholars and students, and we can stop the war drive to China and become the truly just, peaceful, and cooperative country that we all deserve to be living in.